This is actually awesome. Overwatch 2 has finally earned that 2 in its friggin' name. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel. So, this is Stadium. I have gone into this completely blind. This is my first game of this. Yeah, I know bits and pieces about Stadium. We've all seen the marketing material, but I've not played it. I was part of some of the early tests, but I never played it. I just wanted to play it when it was actually ready to be played, and I am. Yeah, let's just play through a match here, and I'll show you what's going on. Obviously, I'm not an expert. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on here that I don't really have a clue. But that is the magic of this, right? For too long, Overwatch has just been downloaded. You know everything. You know what the heroes do. Yeah, okay. Maybe if you're not up to date on like what the patch notes are, who's been buffed, and God knows what. Yeah, you could be behind. You don't realize that a certain hero's now got different abilities or whatever, or maybe a hero's been reworked. But the point here is the game is just completely fundamentally different. Like, for a start, it's third person. Now, I will be honest, the third person camera, the implementation of it is amazing. There's such a cool little mechanic where if you're close to anything that's blocking your character's ability to shoot, it actually shows you on the screen like a little red X saying, hey, no, you can't actually shoot. But basically what I'm trying to say, guys, is this is like, you need to relearn the game again, and I don't know why I get killed. I don't know what is going on. I struggle to actually work out what the enemy have got. You know, what are their items? What are they doing? This is what I want. This, I think, is what everybody wants. And this mode, the whole point of it is to put the heroes at the forefront, because you do have some of those old Overwatch 2 kind of things. You know, we've got hero upgrades. You can see me going through all of this. I know I'm talking a load of shite over this, but like, I just wanted to make this video straight away because I've just literally played this. And honestly, you know, I don't want to be going into this as like, oh, this is going to be the worst thing ever. But I didn't really have the best sort of, I don't really know how to say this. I didn't really have the highest hopes, I think, for this as a mode. I thought, okay, this just seems whatever. But I've played it, and I want to play it, and I want to play it again, and I want to play it again. And I really did not think that would happen. All right, so I'm playing Zarya. I've just picked a bunch of abilities. What the game does is it gives you like basic builds, 2 basic builds you can pick from. But the items are not that complicated, and I think, you know, it doesn't take much time to get to grips with them. Like, you'll see me throughout this video where I'm sort of looking at them going, should I be more offensive? Should I be more tanky? I'm seeing this D.Va on the enemy team, so I'm thinking, oh, yeah, cool, D.Va, this is great for me because I'm Zarya. What's D.Va going to do? Now, a D.Va may have some way of defending against me. I don't know. This D.Va, I will tell you, does an absolute ton of damage in this game. So, yeah. But anyway, I'm thinking this is looking pretty good. You know, everything's going great. Anyway, one thing I was kind of confused about is the fact that you have to win. It's best of 7, so it's first of 4 games, and I was like, surely we're not playing 4 entire matches, but you don't. You basically just play, like if it's a map like Stylosa, you just play 1 point, and whoever captures this, then you go to the next map. It could be completely different. You go to the next map, the next map, the next map. The Colosseo map on this actually has a teaser for the next hero as well. A very blatant teaser. I'm not too sure if I've captured it in this video. If you're eagle-eyed enough, you might actually see it, but there's basically a big banner with the hero holding a massive sword. As we know, it's going to be a melee hero, I believe. Anyway, yeah, so this first round, the way this plays, right, you can see at the top of the screen there's a score each character's got. Now, that's basically the currency that you've got that you can use to buy power upgrades for your hero. You can buy any upgrade, but you can't buy the ability upgrades. I forget what they call them. They're like the core upgrades. You just get them given to you at certain rounds. So this is like an escalation of power. So as the rounds go on, you just get insanely powerful. Everyone becomes like an absolute like beast. Like, you're just doing tons of damage, or you're being able to take loads of damage, or your abilities are just supercharged. It's like you become like a almost like this crazed version, like a mega overpowered version of your hero, which is fun. And you can take it in a couple of different ways. As I said, you know, Zarya is like, you know, she's one of my favorite heroes. I've got tons of playtime on her. She was always my first golden weapon in Overwatch back in the day. So I couldn't wait to see this. And actually, when you look at things like the third-person camera here, I think it looks really well. I think it works really well. I think the way they've implemented it works really, really well. Yeah, we've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals recently. I mean, I have. I can't talk for you guys, but I have. So this just felt completely natural to me. You know, first-person Overwatch, yeah, it's still fine, but this just feels good. Now, there is some sort of discussion, I suppose, you could have on whether, I mean, you can see I'm doing it now, right? So I'm using the third-person view to look around to see, like, oh, who's there? And then I throw my graviton into the D.Va. We don't talk about that. But I'm looking around using the third-person camera, which is just kind of the thing with third-person view. But what I will say is there may be an argument for actually, because you can go into first-person mode if you like, sort of going into that mode in the early rounds, especially if maybe you're DPS, And then in the later rounds, switching to third person, because everyone is so like comically overpowered. It's more about like being able to see where and what the enemy are doing, rather than having like some insane twitch aim. Like I was messing around with Soldier in the training range, and one of his like higher end abilities, well, I think you can just get it anyway, maybe at the start if you want to pick it. But basically his rockets just lock on and he fires two, and it's like, what? I mean, that is just crazy. I mean, that might be a combination of abilities. We'll take a look at them now as they come up. So you get this nice little end of round flow. It shows you who the MVPs are. It's quite nice. Again, this is almost like hero cards coming back to the game, almost. But of course, you can't vote on them because it's just in between rounds. Then it shows you the flow, right? So we know we're going to Paris now. Words are difficult. So yeah, you can see like, so okay, let me just sort of run you through this. This is a recording, so I might talk and my mouse pointer just looks at different things. But top left, you've got round 1, round 3, round 5, and round 7. Those are your powers, and they are just unlocked per round. You don't have to pay for those. So that's like the power escalation. It's like almost like, I guess, like a catch-up mechanic as well, because everyone gets that. The thing is, though, if you're doing really well, you get loads of cash. And with your stadium cash, you can buy these things, which are upgrades. So they're broken down into weapon, ability, and survival, and they're common, rare, and epic. The epic ones are obviously, you know, a higher tier than common, and they're more expensive. But you can sell some of your stuff off to access higher ones if you've got the currency. Like you can see here, I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing. I'm thinking I just want to get lifesteal and I want to get a bit of survivability, and then I'm thinking maybe I want damage, but then I've got like my shields upgraded a bit here. I think in one of the rounds, I think it might be the next round, I just go, no, I just want to go damage, and I just sell everything for damage. And I think when the sort of tactics come into this, you might be looking at what the enemy team are doing and thinking, okay, if I knew what the D.Va had, you can look at their builds. I only worked that out at the end of the game, though, which is kind of funny. But if I could understand what like the D.Va was building, then maybe I could build around that and say, okay, well, that D.Va might be pure damage. So what happens if I go like pure shield or pure tank? Maybe I can absorb that and we can catch her out of guard. Or maybe I just go full damage and burn her down. But you can see here, I'm kind of like, I'm a bit of lifesteal. I'm a bit of, I maybe got the particle cannon range. I get a really good upgrade. This is actually like, it's like a Zarya's dream. Like all of your dreams come true. You get more charge. There's an item which gives you 150 charge. I'm like, what? And I think you decay slower as well. It's great. Just beaming everyone down. And you get the beam which goes through enemies as well, which I think is in the game anyway as a passive you can select. So yeah, this is the second round, and we lost the first round, which was unfortunate, and we're going to try and win this round. And you can see again, it's like a condensed version of push game mode. So it's a much smaller map. There's a much smaller like time limit on the map as well. So like I said, one of my main issues with this would be like, hang on a minute, it could literally be, you know, it's first to 4 wins. If we've got to play 4 entire games, who the hell is going to do this? You know what I mean? And there is also some like little downsides to this. You don't have every hero available, which is going to be kind of annoying, especially if the hero you play isn't in the game. I think probably what they've done is selected all the heroes which are the most played heroes, maybe, and just added them. Maybe they've done it with a thought to balance as well, but I don't know. I mean, because you've got like your Mercies, your Genjis, your Kiriko, your Junos. Need I go on? Okay, maybe you could argue Zarya is not a highly played hero. I don't know. I don't have access to the stats. But the heroes will get added over time, and that's going to kind of make it fun because you can come back and, you know, try different heroes if you drop in and out of the mode. And the thing with this mode is as well, it's like a core game mode. It is going to be there with quick play. It's going to be there with competitive. It's not going away. It's a different way to play Overwatch. Now, I think what struck me, and it's kind of striking me now as I'm watching this back, is Overwatch was always sort of about the hero fantasy. And yeah, you know, everyone gravitates to certain types of heroes, whether it's the way the heroes look, whether it's their kit, their play style, you know, or people maybe just play meta heroes because they're strong, who knows. But I think just having the ability to take a hero and then almost level that hero up through a gameplay session is a fun idea. Now, of course, there's no permanent progression here. It's not like you level up your character in this mode and then you are just leveled up and then you can go ahead and get better gear and better upgrades. I don't think that's how it works. It's just on a per game basis, and I think that's fine because every game you can take it as it comes, and you do get that sort of fantasy again of building your items out, thinking, what do I need? Like I said with the Zarya example, it's like, do I want you know, more weapon damage? Do I want like things like lifesteal? There are things like where I could augment the way my shields work. I could give more bubbles out. The bubbles can pull people forward and all kinds of stuff. So, and I think you can also like spec into your ultimate as well. So anyway, this is round 2 that's finished. Again, you can see you get the MVPs, you get your performance in the middle. I think I'm doing quite well. Like, I feel like I'm earning quite a lot of the currency. So what I should be doing here is pressing right mouse button to look at enemy builds, but I'm such an idiot. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, so back to this. Now, you get to pick a new ability. Now, you can see me looking at these. So these are from... this isn't from the power tab. This is just from the example builds that it gives you. This is the powers tab. Now, there's a bunch here you can look at. They all do different things. I think what I go for here might be the shield one, if I remember rightly. No, it's not here to spot you. But look what that says. Pulls you to the targeted ally and heals you for 15% of max life over 3 seconds. I think it might be barrier benefits I go for. No, I went for, what was that? No, oh, yeah. No limits. The 150 energy charge. That's insane. So I'm thinking I'm just going to be like an absolute killing machine. Now I'm looking at my stuff and thinking, I've got 8,300 cash. I can sell some of these green items and maybe get some other items. This one, Vanadium Injection, is insane. I think I sell that one out. No, this might be when I just think, no, I'm going damage. I should have got Vanadium Injection now, I think. But even the way I'm just talking like this right now, it's like, yeah, what am I doing here? I don't know what I did there. I'm sure I go back to the shop here, yeah, and I'm like, no, it's time for damage. Is that what I do? Because I think you can sell them back for the value you buy them for, the items. Yeah, I'm looking at, yeah, that thing, 20% weapon power and 10% critical damage. I'm sure I'd buy that. So I'm going to get rid of that. When you take damage, gain 0.5%. Yeah, I'll get rid of that. And I get rid of hero ability power, and I buy this. And then I give myself some extra ammo. Probably not optimal, but whatever. But even the fact I'm talking about this, it's really fun. I think, and I'm not really going to go out on a limit. This isn't really controversial or hot take. This is like Deadlock, in a way. It's third person. It's obviously a third person shooter. It's also a first person shooter, but whatever. This is a third person shooter Overwatch. I just mean you can play it as first person if you like. And then you've kind of got the dynamic of, you've got the item shop from Deadlock. It's not obviously not a MOBA, right? There's no creep or anything. You've just got a team fight. But at the end of every team fight, you basically go back to the shop and change your items. That's what it feels like. It's like they've condensed down that sort of like MOBA flow and put it together. It's really cool. Like, honestly, it's really cool. Like, I think what they're going to have to do here is think about adding more items, changing items up, like maybe being a little bit more crazy with some of the items, although I think a lot of them are really incredible at the moment. But it just, I straight up feel like this, it's almost like 2016 Overwatch again. Like, wow, what's that hero doing? Oh, what can I do here? Oh, look at this map. You know, it's great. I know some of these maps are, people, they've already been in the game. And there are some new maps coming with Stadium as well, but it just feels really fresh. I think as well the third-person view really helps it. Now, my worry, and we're getting absolutely destroyed here. Like, I don't know what the enemy team have got here. They've just absolutely battered us. They just walked forward and killed us and killed us and killed us. That D.Va just seems to be killing everyone. You can see as well at the top of the screen, you get a bounty. So I think our Mercy's got a 900 bounty and their Soldier's got a 750 at the moment. I think that's just because they're doing well. And if you kill them, you get the bounty. So again, it's kind of like a catch-up mechanic. Like, that guy's doing really well. Kill them, get a bit of a bonus. But we're just getting completely wrecked here. I mean, that round was just over dead quick. And I was like, what has happened here? We've just been battered. We've just lost like 3 team fights and it's all over. That's the end of it. This is me here trying to go, how can I find out where they're, like, what their build is? Because I'm like, that D.Va's just killed everyone. But like I said, you have to press tab and then right mouse button. But I'm an idiot and I didn't work it out. So yeah, this arena map has got a teaser for the next hero one. Okay, so back in the shop again. But you see how this goes? This is really, like, it's really enjoyable. So I'm looking at the shop and I'm like, okay, it's casual. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is a casual mode. This isn't like some ultra high-end competitive mode. I mean, it is ranked. It does have a ranked mode, and I think it's only ranked, I think. But it's casual in the sense of, like, your items can offset your, like, weak mechanics, if that makes sense, right? Because if you're clever with your item builds, you can outbuild the enemy, I guess, is what we're going for. Maybe, when we're a few months down the line, it's like, no, you just take these items and that's it, and a meta's formed. But right now, there won't be a meta. I know this is just like an early access version of it, but I think this is the build that's going to go live. I know streamers are playing this right now. There's probably streamers in this game. Again, if there is, I'm not too sure. And I think other alpha testers and Blizz devs and things like that. But yeah, like, so I was talking too much crap there. I don't know what the hell I bought. I think I need to go back to being a bit more tanky. Did I buy that thing with the tons of health? I think I did. Well, that gives me 10 ability power. What was it? The Vandinium injection? Was that what it was called? Whatever. Because I sold my 10 ability thing and I got that and whatever. But again, this map looks really cool. There's pictures of me all over the side, which looks ace. Although it's not in my skin, so all right, so we go forward here, and yeah, I'm thinking I'm just gonna beam the D.Va down, and then their Genji goes in the back line. I will, like, look at that. Their Moira is just annihilated our soldier. You do get caught off guard in this mode because you don't expect heroes to be as, like, tanky as they are or do as much damage as they can do. So, like, Genji, you see him, and a Zarya, it's like years of muscle memory. You're like, oh yes, Genji, I'm just going to kill you. I'm going to beam you down. I mean, Genji might be able to deflect my beam in this mode. I don't even know. But I'm like, I'm going to, if he's got an item that does that maybe, I'm going to beam him down. But then that Genji has got a ton of health. Like, he looked like he got a shed load of armor and all kinds of stuff. I'm like, what? And I'm beaming him and he's not dying. He might have lifesteal. He might have all kinds of stuff. And then you don't even know what the healers are running. Well, you do. You can look and check. But I don't know because I'm not... Like I said, this is my first game. And I'm like, I don't know what these healers do. Anyway, I lose it here. I'm like, I'm just going to kill these healers because I don't know what my team are doing. It's just time to kill them and hope that my team can kill everyone else. Because Zarya does a lot of damage when you've got 150 charge. Who would have thought that? So I'm dead here, whatever. These guys obviously wanted to get rid of me. But you can see, like, the items they've got, well, their powers when you click over people when you die. I don't know whether you can hover over that, though. You might be able to with the mouse, and it tells you what they are. Well, that might be a case of trying to learn. Did you see on the left, on the wall there? I think that was a teaser for a hero. Maybe. It went by a bit too quick, but whatever. Look, their D.Va's like 1. I'm just going to rush forward and get the D.Va. But we really need to get on the point here, right? Because it's not looking great for us. Like, it really ain't looking great for us. D.Va's going to get D-mech'd. Oh, yeah, spoiler alert. So I'm thinking I'm you know, shit out here. What a great grab. Everything's looking great. Soldier pops his tap visor and kills everybody. Like, I don't know what Soldier is doing. Well, he killed 2 of us, but he killed somebody else before that. He's obviously got some sort of, like, beefed up super, I don't know, tack visor, or he's just doing more damage because he's got damage items. One thing I will say, though, right, on the third-person camera, when I was messing around with Soldier in the practice range before I went into this game, he felt really bad. Like, because when you're firing, you've still got, like, the vertical recoil, and it's really odd in third-person mode. Like, it's almost like you don't want any recoil in that mode, but I guess, you know, for balance reasons, he's got that. I don't know. It is a bit annoying. Maybe he's got an ability or an item that gets rid of recoil, actually. All right, so, yeah, now I'm thinking, what do I go for here? I think I might go for I think this is where I go for the shield one, because I think it's that one on the one to the right of the one I'm looking at. Yeah, this. So when barriers expire, grant over health equal to 50% of remaining barrier health to the target. But I think I mess around looking. So basically, like I said, what you get are these 2 example builds. And it looks like one's damage, one's like ability power, shield, tanky. But also you can just buy whatever the hell you like. And I'm not following a build here. I'm looking at the build because it's obviously something the developers have put together to give you a bit of like idea. And I'm thinking, what shall I get? And I've kind of mixed a bit of the 2 builds here. Now, there is one thing to say on the powers. When you lock them in, that's it. You can't get rid of your power. Like, that power stays with you for the entire game. You can change your items, though. And some of these do augment your abilities. Yeah, that's the time I get that ability. That Vandium thing is absolutely insane. I think we win this quite easily now, and I feel like I'm just giga-powered here. So I probably had a bad item build last round, because I probably could have got better items probably in the round before that as well. But like I said, none of this matters. Like, the fact I'm even talking about this, and I hope you guys watching this are like, oh yeah, shit. There's all these things we can put together here. We can have like a completely different... like, we can change our character. And like I said, I think this is one of the fantasies Overwatch 2 tried to build in its PvE, you know, plans back in Overwatch 1, where it was like, you're going to level your character up, you know, you're going to have a proper character identity. It's not just going to be about playing in competitive. It's going to be about building, you know, the story around your character. And it feels like they're starting to do that now, in a way where it still is kind of competitive. But I think the third-person camp, seriously, makes quite a hell of a difference here. See, if this was first person only, I don't think it would feel as fresh, because it's like, Overwatch works surprisingly well in third person. I mean, there was no point here I was like, this is trash or this feels janky, because I think one of the things, I don't know whether I touched on this in the video, I can't remember, but one of the things was like, it might feel like a workshop mod, and I don't mean that like in a derogatory manner to workshop developers, but it could feel janky, but it really doesn't. It feels like it's almost like if you didn't have first person, it would feel like this is how the game is meant to be played. I think that's the highest praise I can probably give this, like straight up. I think that is sick. All right, so Genji's going around there to kill that soldier. I don't know whether he does though, but you can see we're doing much better, like way better now. Their Genji, I don't know what he's doing. Their Ana is surprisingly weak. I think I should have just been running forward more in this game and just beaming down the Ana, because she's like super low. Although she had a massive nade there and suddenly was healed and I'm nearly dead. So again, who knows what's going on? Like this again is the beauty of this mode. It is going to feel like, I guess, snowbally at times. Because you don't know why you've died. It's like what, the whole enemy team has just wiped us out. Why? And then it's like, oh yeah, maybe there was this or that. And I think just as you play more of the game, like, see, I don't know what these guys have got as their powers. Like I said, I was too stupid to work out that I think I could hover over them. Definitely when you bring up the scoreboard, you can press right mouse button and have a look. So I should have been doing that probably. But like, yeah, so this map is quite nice. I think this is a new map as well for Stadium. And I'm like, cheeky grab. Anna's got like some insane nano there, but it didn't really save her. Although that diva is like absolutely crazy. And now like this is almost like the end game, right? So I'm pushing forward here. We know, well, it's not the end game, but we know we've got control. There's only 1 minute left. And I think, again, that's actually something that this mode does really well. It just gets you into the action really quick. Like, you don't feel like you're waiting around too much in the armory store phase. It feels like it's just the right amount of time for you to look at what you need to buy. Maybe that's a bit because I don't know what the items are and I'm reading descriptions and stuff. Maybe when you do, you'll just click through it dead quick and it's like, well, okay, we're wasting time. Maybe at that point, it could become a discussion with your team, right? Because there is layers of complexity to this where you could be talking to your team saying, you know, maybe if this Zarya, like me, for example, goes like bubble heavy, and then I don't know, I'm working with my Genji and my Genji's going in super deep. I don't know. I really don't know what the abilities are for all the heroes, so it's very hard for me to like just make up scenarios. But like you can see the synergy that you can have. Whereas here, I'm just thinking I'm going to do as much damage as I can because I just want to kill everyone. And I think I can take loads of damage. And this diva, if I get her out of mech, I can destroy her. And then we win this. But you see that soldier on the high ground? He was doing, again, a lot of work to our team. But that was pretty good. I felt that was pretty good. But I think you've seen the enemy team roll us. And then you've seen, well, us roll them. And there's a lot of rolling back and forward. So I do like that Redwood Dam map. I really like, actually, that thing in the sky, like the Jumbotron they've got flying around in the sky. It's really cool, actually. But I really am. I really am taken aback by how this mode just is. It's way better than I thought it would be. It is. I think it's selling the hero fantasy really well. I think third person works really well. I think this sort of little item store thing where you can augment your character is pretty cool. Okay, a lot of the stuff is just like 10% this or 20% that. The fun ones are things that give you like, well, I guess the powers are the fun ones, whereas the items are just sort of like, you know, what you... I can't remember what I buy here for my last item. Because I've got 11,000, you see. I think I sell that, and then I get the thing with the 10% ability power. Yeah. Because if you notice, obviously the green ones only have one item effect on, and the epic's got tons on. So that should buff me up quite a bit there, I'm thinking. And I don't know whether... Yeah, so round 7, I get another power, which would be basically the final round. So if we win this round, then I would get another power. Although, spoiler alert, we don't win. You can probably tell by the length of the video that, well, we don't win. So yeah, look, listen, yeah, look, I finally worked it out there, and I was like, oh my god, how did I bring that up? And then I sort of realized at the end of the game, oh yeah, it says enemy builds at the top left of the screen. I didn't notice. But yeah, I think this is really good, right? I think it's way better than I almost think it should be, right? It does feel like Overwatch 2. It feels like the developers have been given a chance to actually put something together that's new and fresh. This doesn't feel like the old Overwatch. I think a lot of the complaints people had over the years was like, we were promised certain things and that didn't come to fruition, and we've just kind of got the same Overwatch and and all that stuff. That's like a very simplistic take on the whole situation. But we never had anything like this. There wasn't like, oh wait, what happens if there's a third-person mode that's played over multiple game modes with items, abilities, and hero power-ups, and okay, and it's in third person. Maybe I've said that, but I'm going to say it again. That is, and it's got completely new UI, and it's got like a currency you spend in the mode, and there's a lot going on here. I do think, though, this is going to probably... I feel like this... Man, this is like such a hot take, but I feel like this... is like... Can I even say this? I feel like this is the Overwatch experience. I don't know. I'm maybe going to get destroyed for that. I'm not even sure. I don't know whether that's because I've been playing loads of Rivals and it is third person, and I'm just like, oh, this is third person Overwatch. I think it's more than that. This, because you've got the items, you've got the builds, you've got everything. I think this is really good. I really, really think this is really good. And it's been a hell of a long time since I've sat back and been like, holy shit, this is great. Like, what Overwatch is doing here is really, really good. So I think, honestly, like, hats off to him. This is good. We want more of this stuff. I think this is good. Yeah, I mean, like, the problem is I don't have enough experience with this mode to, like, give you any kind of, like, nuanced, deep take on, like, oh my god, what's this going to feel like long term or whatever. I don't even care. All I care is I've played this mode and I've just had fun, and I didn't expect to have that. I thought I'd be overwhelmed by all the new stuff, the new mechanics, the new systems. I wasn't, and I thought this just works, and I'm like, why wasn't this in the game before? And I'm like, this is great. And I'm like, everyone who's worked on this, good job. And I'm like, this is more of what I want. And I'm like, we're finally going into an Overwatch 2 era, which is kind of ironic because we know the devs were talking about potentially dropping the 2 in Overwatch and it just becoming Overwatch. I don't know now, because this does feel like Overwatch 2. Anyway, let's see what happens at the end of this. I don't think we... Well, I know we lose. I think I don't get on the point. That's what happens here. But I would have just died anyway. So it's not really a C9. At Genji, I bubbled him because I'm like, he's going to go on. A Juno went forward. I tried to get that soldier. I should have just ran on the point. Doesn't matter because I would have died anyway. Well, there you go. That's Stadium. I think this is really good. All right, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. I've been Stylosa, and you can follow me in everything, which is at Stylosa. And yeah, see I worked it out then. At the end of the game. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you soon.